You are on the line with Dean Beck.
Well, with a new edition of Star Observer out in print, it is the September edition. It is available here at level 9225 Burke Street. The journo in Victoria for Star Observer is Matthew Wade. He joins us on the line. Matthew, welcome.
Hi, how's it going?
Very well, thank you. Great to speak with you again. Now, Minus 18 has released a new resource guide, but it's specifically aimed at a different part of our community.
Yeah, so they created it over 18 months, and it's basically a resource guide for trans youth, so trans people in school and high school, and it's a really incredible resource that covers information about around legal rights, medical transitioning, as well as a bunch of anecdotes from local trans teams. And yeah, it's been a long process, and the Minus 18 team said that over the process, all their volunteers and staff underwent training to be more inclusive and understanding of the trans community, and then this is the product that came out from it. So, yeah, it's incredible.
Minus 18 just continue to blow me away. They are such an amazing organisation. Now, a new report finds that LGBTI women are at the highest risk of being distressed and unhealthy. Particularly those from the trans and intersex part of our communities.
Right, so all the participants in the study basically were tested on a psychological scale to test their mental health, and the national average is about 14.5, but the intersex participants scored 34, and the trans participants scored 33, so it's quite worrying. It just really kind of makes more apparent how much of an issue it really is. But interestingly enough, Sally Goldner, who works at Transgender Victoria, she's basically said, she was saying to me that it's an obvious problem and it's something that a lot of evidence has already been provided to back up. So I think she was saying now's the time that the government really needs to act and really put funding into LGBTI organisations in that sector.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think there's any, breaking news that our trans community have greater challenges in this area.
That's right. I mean, a lot of studies have been undertaken in this area, and it's quite obvious that, the trans community, the intersex community are among the most stigmatised in the LGBTI community. So hopefully with this report, it just sheds new light and obviously pushes for more, or at least the eradication of stigma and discrimination against those communities.
Now, here's a rather disturbing development. An opera singer, whilst singing the national anthem during a basketball game between Australia and New Zealand, got heckled, and not in a good way.
Yeah, so it was a basketball game between Australia and New Zealand in Melbourne recently. He actually was singing the national anthem before the game began, and he walked out wearing a rainbow tie. And right before he began to sing, one person shouted out a homophobic slur. But he kept on singing, he sang the song, and then afterwards on social media there was an outpouring of support. And his response was, he just said that the individual clearly felt that he was a little too fabulous. So good on him for Kev, yeah.
Well, good on him.
Yeah, good on him. It's great. I mean, being faced with that, especially in such a public arena, it was great that he went on and kept singing the song, and that he had a sense of humour about it as well.
Tough call, but well done. Now, a federal MP for the office of the electorate of Reid called in, I love this story, 6 fire trucks, 6 police cars, because he received a suspicious package in the post.
Yeah, so Get Up, which are a lobby group, they actually sent nearly 100 MPs these packages, and they were filled with glitter. And when Craig Laundy, the MP, received it, before opening it, he saw it as suspicious, and so called in 6 fire trucks and 6 police cars before realising that it was actually filled with glitter.
He's been glitter bombed big time. Now, these all went out to those who were not in support of marriage equality, I believe.
That's right. Yeah, that was what was behind it. So Get Up were just sending a message to the coalition for deciding not to allow a free vote for its MPs. But yeah, I think GetUp said, that luckily the other 98 MPs and senators who received the letter aren't so afraid of glitter.
And a little less sensitive. Now, the Melbourne Writers' Festival had a big opening night last night, I believe. I wasn't invited for all of those who are at the Writers' Festival. Fix that. But it kicks off today. What's some of the big attractions for us?
Yes, there's actually a number of queer writers that will be speaking over the course of the 10 days, including the gay British writer S.J. Watson. So he's probably the most famous for the book Before I Go to Sleep, which was made into a movie with Nicole Kidman. And also local queer fantasy novelist C.S. Pacat, whose fantasy trilogy, the Captive Prince trilogy, is actually quite popular, and it's basically a homoerotic fantasy story, and both of them will be there among other queer writers. So if you're interested in literature or culture, it's definitely worth checking out because there are a lot of queer speakers. Now,
Matthew, have you had a chance to go through the latest edition of your own paper?
I have, so that's out today. Just so pick it up. There are plenty of great things in that as well as actually an interview with C.S. Pacat. Our cover story is on Brendan McLean, so there's an interview with him.
And there's a bit of a lift out.
Sorry?
There's a bit of a lift out.
Oh, wait, sorry, I haven't seen the lift out yet.
Lux, the Star Observer.
Lux, right.
Yeah. That lift out.
Sorry. And there's also an interview with the CEO of David Jones. So, there's plenty to find in this one, and it's available now. Everyone should go and pick it up. And
there is a fabulous interview with Michael Abid, who's the head of SBS. And also in the closet this month is Michael Kirby. The latest edition of Star Observer is available at level 9, 225 Burke Street. Thank you very much, Matthew Wade, for joining us on the line today.
Thank you.
Joy 94.9 is a GLBTIQ community radio station in Melbourne, Australia. Support Joy 94.9 by becoming a member at joy.org.au.